So what I actually have intention for this episode really didn't end up happening because what I thought about this episode was that I was inspired by a chapter in David Goggins' book Never Finished, which where he talks about that he records himself about his fears in like runs. He records himself talking about what he's expecting ahead, and he's also used it in his daily grind, so to say, where he talks about his fears in general. So I was like, and then he listens to it, and he gets used to listen to it to eliminate those fears. So I got inspired to of it. It sounds pretty cool. And I talked about it in the last episode. He also has a mixtape of his bad comments that he have, or negative comments on his social media that he have read up, also recorded, made a mixtape, put in on some beats to it and stuff, which I think is pretty funny. And I would like to do some of the same thing. And I thought about talking about some of my fears in this episode, but something happened. I believe it was Friday evening, maybe Thursday or Friday evening. I can't really remember. Where I was miserable. I was so tired, and I had so many negative thoughts, and I was like, I need to write some of this stuff down, but I was too tired to write. So I was like, okay, then I'm just might as well record something. And I was like, so this was Friday. So instead of doing an podcast episode, I recorded some of my miserable thoughts and negative thoughts. And I was like, the day after, well, I can use that for the episode instead because I know what's happened. And it's potentially will never be as real as it was at that time. It might, but this was very real. I have not listened to it since because I would save it for this episode. So it's Sunday today. It's like 2 days after it happened. And the funny thing is, after I've done it, I had recorded it and spoke out loud about my fears, and some things came up that I did not expect. But after I'd done, I felt so much better. Not only like the moment after that I went to bed, but also the day afterwards. And today has not been bad either. I'm tired. I've been working 7 days straight for 49 hours this week, and I'm gonna work the next 5 days next week for like only 30 hours or so. But I'm gonna handle it. It's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna be tired. I know that. So we are going to listen to this together. I have not heard it. I've only I did like 2 recordings because I did the first one, which was like a minute and a half long, because I was like, I don't know if I can hear this in the recording or not. So I stopped it. I listened. You could hear it. So I stopped it and started a new one. And that took 28 minutes while I just sat and talked honestly about my thoughts and fears, and also other stuff. It was pretty interesting what came up and what ended happening. Of course, I will not remember everything in detail. It was 28 minutes, quite long. It was like 8:30 p.m. and I go to bed at 9 p.m. So I went straight to bed after I had done this, feeling way much better than before I recorded it and spoke out loud. So also, it's going to be a very dark episode because it's pretty late. I mean, here in the wintertime in Denmark, the sun sets really quickly. It's only 4 p.m. and it's only pretty dark. So I will try to, during the episode, try and make sure that there's light so you can see me. I can see that you can see me pretty well because I've artificially enhanced the light, which might also make the picture a bit weird. So sorry about that. That's the conditions we're going to have to go for. And I don't know how long this is going to take. Of course, the recording is like 30 minutes long, and then I might talk about it afterwards. I don't know what's going to happen. I have not tried this before. I've listened to myself, but that has been in other contexts in earlier work when I spoke to customers through the phone. So we listened to some conversations to improve ourselves. And I have also been singing and recording some of that and listen to that because if you ask me, I can sing. I have rarely been singing in front of others because I am quite embarrassed about it because I think my voice is pretty good when I listen to it, but I don't know how it sounds when other listens to it. I have been complimented for my singing before, but that's not that often, and it's also been many years ago. Um, so I don't sing in front. I don't know how it's the concert. Maybe you will hear it sometime. I don't know. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I will talk about it afterwards. What what I want to say, I don't know. I think we just have to start it. So as I said, it's in two recordings. So I'm gonna start the first one. It's like 1.5 minutes, and then it ends, and then I will start the next one. So it will be closely after each other. Um. So I guess here we go. I'm gonna start the first one now, and I'm pretty sure you can hear it when it's coming. I tested it beforehand, and it seemed like I could hear it at least. So through I've put it to a speaker, so it should be better quality. I mean, it's from a mic from a tablet, so it's not the best, but I hope it's going to work. Let's just get going.
So I don't know if the mic on this is taking it, but I mean, I don't care. Actually, right now, I am so fucking tired. It's 8:40. It's about 20 minutes before I have to go to bed, and I I actually don't know what to say. I'm having some tough thoughts like, why am I doing all this? Why am I what's just why? I guess I kind of lost my why, or I can't find it right now, at least to why, what for. Um, I know that I want to be a savage. I want to be, as Stephen Goggins says, I want to be tough. Wait a minute, I just need to test if I can hear this. I know.
Yeah, there's gonna be some weird things. I'm not gonna lie. So here goes the long one, or here comes the long one, the real one. I think.
Yeah. Okay, so it can be heard. It's not very loud, but it can be heard at least. So I want to be tough. I want to be confident, and I want to be a savage. I want to be disciplined, but but why? And I don't know if it's just because I'm tired, or if it's like, I mean, I've been working for tomorrow, it's 6 days straight, and I'm gonna go for 49 hours this week. And I'm also working out. I guess we'll see tomorrow at 7 if it's gonna be a early deload week because I was thinking about not taking a deloading week, but I have to because I am so tired and I'm not today I have not felt good. Um I've been I've been tired, didn't want to do things, my work. Um and since I was dipping in the sea, going to the sauna, it felt great, but I was fucking tired afterwards. And I'm like, why the shit am I so tired? And I think it was because my body actually relaxed, and I am relaxed now, and I am so, so tired. And I have all these thoughts about why, why am I doing all this? Why am I so disciplined? And I think it's just a moment of wavering where it's not it's not gonna change anything in the end. It's just a tough time. And I think actually this is what David Goggins had he talked about, that when you feel in a tough time you should speak it out loud. And I want to. I honestly I just I first I was like, I need to write this down. But then I was like, I'm too tired to write it down. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it on my phone. And then I was like, no, then I'm gonna get all the what's it called? All the lights, the blue lights where I was like, not gonna work. So now I'm trying dancing. So even though the mic is shit and this tablet I'm not gonna have forever, I'm gonna find a way to save the audio file so I still have it to some cloud or something. And I'm not talking about what I actually wanted to talk about. I mean, I am in some way that and it's hard for me. I'm stopping what I'm trying to say because it's hard for me to say that I don't know why. Why am I doing this? I want to grow, but why do we want to grow? What for? When I was laying down, I've been laying down for like 30 minutes or so, just down on the floor because I'm so tired, laying down, thinking, spinning around in force. Like, am I doing it because I want to prove it to something, prove it to myself? I think the why that just came up now was that I'm doing all this to prove to myself that I'm actually worth something. Because I don't know what it is, who it is. I don't feel, maybe it's myself, that I don't feel uh, I'm worth for. That I'm not worth for myself. I'm not worth for anyone. I am just nothing. And it's alone, which I know it is, but I always forget that it's alone. And I am used to be alone with stuff. And I guess, yeah, as I said, this is just a tough time right now. Um, so I just need to find a way to deal with the loneliness and the feeling of feeling, I guess, worthless. And I think it comes down to that whenever I talk to people, I rarely get the feeling that they actually like me. And this should not bother me. because I should not be bothered by other people's opinions, but I am, because my confidence and my self esteem is really low right now. I know that it's not that all the time, but when it is, I always say, you don't have any self esteem, you don't have any confidence, you don't have nothing, you are nothing. And I'm always feeling smaller than other people, that they are cooler than me, they are better than me, they know more than me, and I am nothing compared to them. And I should not be comparing myself to others. I have this, I think it's kind of my survival mechanism that I try to copy what everybody else is doing, because I don't have confidence in what I do myself. And I have always done that. I have always copied from everybody else, and I have gotten really good at copying other people's voices, copying what they say, tuning in to them, because I don't feel confident in myself. So I am just a copycat. Um, wow. I didn't think, I didn't realize this was gonna happen. Actually, but it did. And I'm gonna listen to this tomorrow so I can hear it, because this is very vulnerable and very powerful, and honestly very brave, even though I'm just speaking this to myself. If I ever post this, if I'm able to post this, I don't even if this is a recording that can be posted somehow. It's I hope you enjoyed. I hope you feel something, because when I heard David Goggins speaking with his mom, it was powerful. It was real. Yeah, I really felt that. So if I post, if you listen to this in the future, me, myself, or someone else, I don't know who you are, um, talking to you in the future, that's kind of weird. But I hope that you can find this helpful in some way, that I am honest, that I am a copycat. And I don't know, maybe actually in the end, all the things that I've copied along the way has become what I do now. Because I mean, maybe it's just a way of living. Maybe it's kind of like learning, that when I hear something, I just immediately grab it and use it for myself. Maybe that's just learning. Well, that's the Alex Hormozy way of learning. Same condition, new behavior. So maybe there's nothing wrong with copying, I guess, to make it my own. If I'm allowed to copy it and make it my own, of course. Um, because I was like, I want to be like David Goggins. I want to be like Alex Hormozy, and I want to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, being tough, being confident in themselves and what they do. But I also know both David Goggins and Alex Hormozy have not always been the way they are. And how they got there was through hard work and discipline. To do the things that nobody else does. To do the things, the hard things, to do the things that's right, to do the things that will grow you the most. And I think that is what I want. I do want to change. I do want to grow. So I can become more confident and get more self-esteem and feel a bigger sense of worth in myself. I guess that's why I do it. So it comes from a kind of lack that I want more. I am thirsty for more, more and better. I guess that's the quote. More and better. Yeah. Yeah, there's a mosey way. And I guess I found my why. Why I do it. I do it for myself to become more. So one day, or not one day, so I can move closer to the things I feel lacking and the things I want. So, in some way, I, of course, do want a girlfriend who doesn't want a girlfriend intimacy company. I want that as well. And the only way to get that is through hard work myself. Because not only one day will I get it, it would also be so much more fulfilling than just go out and grab the closest girl I can get. That would not fulfill me anyway. I am able to do it. I know I have seen it a couple of times this past month, but that's not what I want. It actually repels me. Well, I'm like, no fucking way that's gonna happen. Not in a million fucking years. I have not had sex for 5 years. I have been able to get sex if I just put in, I mean, honestly, very little work into it. But with the girls that I was able to, I am not going to. I am not that thirsty. And I am not gonna give up. I am not gonna give in because if I do, I'm gonna hate myself for the rest of my life. So I'm gonna keep going because that is actually the only path. Even though nobody understands. Nobody understands me. What I do and why I do it. Because they can't see. They can't see it. Everyone I talk to, they just can't see. They don't know. They don't see. So actually, I shouldn't care because I mean, it's just so stupid. They can't see. They can't see why I do it. So why do I care so much about their opinions? Because I am lacking something in myself. And that's why I seek the approval of other people. And why I am attracted to other people and their approval. Because I feel a lack in myself. and that I get so freaking in love as immediately, which is so fucking annoying. And honestly, I hate that I feel this need. I mean, it's only human. I know that. It's only human. And it's a human need to feel the need of others to socialize. But why do I feel this need when people don't like me? Why do I need to be liked like everybody? I should fucking not care. I should fucking not care about other people's opinions. I should just I should just go over to people and say they should bring indoor shoes, or else I will cancel their membership. I am so afraid of that because I am not. I don't want to piss off people. I just want everybody to feel good because I'm a peacemaker and I am peaceful. I am Ferdinand the Bull. That's why I don't want to upset anybody else. But I have to. I have to if I want that for my job. I have to if I want that for. If I want to be a gym manager, I have to upset people when they won't follow the rules, which is kind of a fair way or a fair reason to upset people, I guess. And something I need to learn. I still have a lot to learn, like a lot to learn, and it's 9 o'clock. So I need to go to bed, but I don't feel finished talking. So instead of doing an episode today, I did a late night session. So instead of doing it in the morning, I guess I do it in the evening when I feel at my worst. Because I feel pretty good in the morning, pretty strong in the morning, except when I'm fucking tired like I was today. But usually pretty good and pretty strong thanks to the power music I am listening to. And sometimes in the evening, I don't feel very good because I'm so tired. And today or now was one of those moments. But I feel um more clear again what I do and why I do it compared to before I started talking. So it actually helps say it out loud, even though it's to nobody else than this recording. And I'm gonna listen to this. I'm gonna listen to this shit. So I can hear again how emotional it actually is for me to say these things out loud. But I guess it's good coming out with them out loud, even though it's to nobody else than myself. Potentially you, if you are listening. I mean, everything good takes time. I know that. I guess I'm just being a little impatient, which happens, and that is also pretty natural. That you waver and that you be impatient, like, why is this hard work not paying off? And I, that is not the place I should be. Place I should be is that I should do the hard work for the hard work itself. And I honestly, I love, it's so weird, but I love being where I am right now. Even though it's fucking hard and I sometimes hate it, I love it. And I have never felt so good in my life before. And I just said, I don't feel like people like me, but people have never been so nice to me as they are. at the moment. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess it is because that I am actually a cool person that people want to talk to. Oh, I mean, all the people I've met since I started in my job almost 2 months ago has just been, I mean, almost. So not, but that's like very few compared to all I have met of colleagues and members. They're so nice. And I honestly feel some of them want to speak to me. And some of them also respecting me. And I guess it's just me being me right now, punishing myself when there's nothing to punish because I'm tired. And I just have to keep on doing the things I love, which is being a motherfucking badass. And nobody understands. Nobody ever will. That's my destiny. To keep on being a badass and speaking the truth. And personal growth is not it's fucking tough. And it just tickles me all the right places. So when they say fun is selling, that's fucking bullshit. Results are selling. And I don't have any results to give except for my own, which I guess maybe a few will believe. And then when I get results for them, then more will start believing. That's the snowball effect that will keep running. So I guess I just have to keep going. I mean, I'm learning so much all the fucking time. Increasing my work capacity, my workload, my mentality, my confidence, I guess, even though I'm not feeling very confident right now. More than, I guess, 24 minutes ago. Oh, it's so weird. The um the mind is a weird thing, a weird place. Which is why I try to better understand it. So I can keep on going and doing what I love, which is this. I love doing all the things that nobody does. Challenging myself all the time. I just love it. Even though I sometimes hate it. But if I didn't do it, I would hate it even more. So it's about going through the hate. And there's no reason to hate it. The only reason that I hate it is because I'm fucking tired. That I don't get the rest I should, which is something I have to be better at. Getting the rest I should. It doesn't work when I don't sleep, when I am both working very hard on my job and also working very hard um, at home. But it's just because that going. But that's, I mean, shit happens and I have to deal with that as well, which I have done. I've dealt with it. And I'm still dealing with it. I'm dealing with a lot of things. And the thing about girls is just fucking bullshit, man. You're just being impatient. And then Christmas dinner is just fucking people, man, that don't see fucking thing they can't see over their own fingertips, and if they ever hear this, I'm sorry. Um, I'm just being real right now, I guess. And I shouldn't apologize for that. It's the people that are not able to hear the truth. Uh, that their lives are just as much that their life is just as much a mess as mine is. That was very hard to say. And now I really need to get to bed so I can get up at 5 a.m. Get my workout and get to work on the 6th day, on a Saturday, and the 7th day. After that, on Sunday, and then 5 days, Monday until Friday. 12 days straight, which is going to be the biggest challenge yet. But it has been like that for 2 months. First, it was, can I do this job? Then it was, can I do 5 days in a row? Can I do 6 days in a row? Can I do 7 days in a row? Can I do 49 hours in a week, 7 days in a row? Can I do 12 days straight work? I haven't counted how many hours it is. I actually think it's 80 hours, 12 days. Of course I can. It's just bullshit. I'm gonna get through it. I just have to manage myself through it. As usual, as always. I've gone through worse, through the concussion, I guess. This is nothing. I just need to fuck this shut up, shut my mouth, and just keep going. And I'm gonna start deloading week. I'm gonna see tomorrow how the workout goes. Maybe I'll do a early deloading week as I've done before. We'll see. I need to go to bed, so I am rested until tomorrow. And that was 28 minutes. This would be a very, very interesting podcast episode if I am able to upload it.
So that was the recording. That was very interesting listening to again, because actually when I heard it, I promise this is the first time I'm listening to it after I recorded it. But I guess it's only 2 days ago. So when listening to it, I remembered quite a lot of it. And I don't know if I should apologize or not, because I have been embarrassed of myself, but I was real with that. Very real. It was not with the intention of posting it. It was to get something off my chest or off my mind. And it worked. I felt a lot better afterwards. And actually listening to it now didn't make me feel worse, which I was maybe not afraid of, but and not expecting, but I was a bit uneasy because I've had a pretty good day. So listening to it again, would it make me go back to the same state? But it actually didn't. It actually showed me that even in some really tough situations, I can pull myself up from it and pull myself out of it, because what I heard from it was a guy that first was miserable and realized some things, both negative and positive things, and help himself get out of it. And I want to say, if you were not sure, I was crying 2 times during that recording. The first when I was realizing that I was a copycat, and the second time when I was realizing that I actually love where I am at the moment, and that people are nice to me. And I guess I a bit clear on why, because I was like, why are people so nice to me? That's because I have grown. I've become a more likable person than I have been before, which is something that I am not used to. I heard from, I think it was, I didn't listen to the whole episode, but from Chris Williams from his podcast, Modern Wisdom, where he talked with Mark Manson at some point. I cannot remember when, but I like Mark Manson, and he have talking to him. I have started like it Chris Williamson as well. And they talked about, that was about fame and success, that people want it, but they actually don't know what it is until they've gotten it. And first of all, when people get successful, they go from being known by no one to known by not everyone, but a lot of people. And that is something that you don't get used to immediately. Um, they talked about that. And I think that it's kind of the same with growth, that when you grow and other people start not noticing, but maybe other people start reacting differently towards you, you're like, why? Because for me, at least, I am still thinking that I am where I was years ago, and thinking that people don't want to talk to me and don't want to spend time with me, but they do. And I am, I'm don't know if I'm shocked, but I'm still like, why? And I realized more that's because I have grown and become more likable and more charismatic than I've been before. And I know that sounds like bragging, but it's true. And I guess that's good. That I just have to get used to it. And there's a lot of things that I could go into detail with, I guess, but I don't want to. I just want to say that what you just heard was coming real from me, with no what's it called? It was speaking from the gut without any constraints whatsoever. It was plain and pure as it was. And honestly, it's like me speaking my thoughts out loud. That's honestly what it was. That was just what you heard. When I am not in a good place, and also what some of the things that I tell myself. I mean, the things that I tell myself when I'm not in a good place, and also the things that I tell myself of what I want and what I maybe, yeah, why and what, I guess. And also some of the speculations. I guess I hope the light is still pretty good. I just can see that it's dark outside. Um, but yeah, very interesting. I actually liked it, and I am honestly quite proud of myself of how well I spoke English. So, I mean, I could have been recording this in Danish, but I am doing this podcast in English, so it felt naturally for me to speak the recording in English as well. And maybe with some um, hindsight detail about that it might be is going to be a part of a podcast episode. As I always spoke in the end, it's going to be a hell of a podcast episode. So I realized then and there that it was going to be in a podcast episode. Um, that was going to be this. I cannot remember if I realized there, and I actually have forgotten that I realized this immediately almost. And there was something that I wanted to say, but now I can't remember what it was. I hope you can hear me. I'm speaking pretty loud. Not loud, low. Sorry. But I'm proud of my English speaking and pronunciation, in honesty. Um, I think it was pretty good. And with not that much of a Danish accent, because I can hear it when Danes they speak English. It sounds pretty fun. I have been speaking like that. I might still speak like that, but what I just heard didn't sound much like it, to be fair, to be honest, at least in my opinion. You listening, if you are from another country, you might say, damn, there was so much Danish accent in that. Well, guess I can't say anything to that. And another thing is that I enjoyed it. And to be honest, the latest episodes of the podcast, I have been enjoying listening to them myself, which I think is a good thing. And I've honestly considered to start listening to my own podcast, which is kind of weird, but it's true. It's it's been quite nice just sitting and listening to myself talking. I mean, as I've said before, my favorite subject is myself. Even though I don't speak about myself a lot, I mean, I've started to, but still not a lot speaking about myself to others. Sorry. I am tired. That's why I'm yawning. I've been working, yeah, as I said, I've been working for 49 hours the past 7 days. I've been working for 6 hours today, and I'm just tired. And I'm also hungry and thirsty, which is not the best situation to be sitting here making a podcast when I haven't had anything to eat in like hours before starting. So me, I eat 4,100 calories a day. I am almost constantly hungry. I mean, after I have been eating something, I'm of course not hungry, but there might go 1 to 2 hours and then I'm hungry again and can eat like multiple snacks and even a meal if that was it. So I eat a lot and I'm very active. I work out 6 times a week, once approximately 1 hour a day or a session, 1 hour a session. And I walk between 12,000 and 15,000 steps a day through my work, cleaning and just walking up and down the stairs with things in hands and tidying things up in the gym and so on. So I am burning a lot of calories and I have a high metabolism already. So I just have to eat. And I've recently added this and I will see if I have to add even more calories. If I have, I'm not sure how, but I have found out how until now. So I might just find a way. Even so. And also been thinking about other things to change and to do. But I guess I'm just gonna continue doing what I do. Maybe with some tweaks here and there. Because I did realize something during that recording. And that was about, maybe you could say, the branding of myself. That I want to be real. I don't want to put in or don't say anything, because I think that people needs to hear the truth, which is some of the things that I spoke about, the truth. And I would like to do that, but I do believe it's hard speaking the truth, as I also said, because I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Because speaking the truth means that I will step over somebody's toes, because it's hard hearing the truth. But the truth is the truth. And hearing the truth and changing for the truth is what's going to help you in the end. That's what I believe, at least for myself and for you as well. So, and listening to that, I got a quote from myself to post on the my ex channel profile, my ex profile, and that was, "Good things takes time." That's a really good quote. I believe a lot of others have said it or something similar, and I'm not gonna write it and then Christopher quote. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna write it, say good things take time, because that's true. And it's not about the end goal, it's about the process and the progress, the way there. It's not about the destination, it's about the way there. Because in the end, there actually is no destination. It's just a long road, not straight ahead, but a long road ahead, where there will be side tracks, there might be turns to a different road, a different path, but still a road to go. See things on the way, meet people on the way that will come and go. And I think I should end this episode, because I don't really know if I have any more to say. Should I go for an hour? I mean, we're 6 minutes for an hour. What do you say? Is it a power hour? Episode 15? There's something I need to note with it's this being episode 15, and I'm not sure if I have the book on the shelf, but it's there. Okay, I see it. I don't think if I can grab it. I'm gonna try. I bought a book some time ago, before I realized that I wanted to start a podcast, because it was cheap, it was a sale, and I think it was quite a nice title. So it says, "Read this if you want to be YouTube famous." That was the title. And I was like, I've had the thoughts that I would like to start a YouTube channel and post videos. So I bought it, and it was during my concussion, so I could not read a lot about it, but I read some, and there's a lot of good things. And one of the things that I read was don't post your first 15 videos. And the reason why was that um, you are very awkward in the beginning in front of a camera, and afterwards you get more and more used to it, and you get more and more yourself and real and stuff like that. And I mean, that's true. That has happened to me, but I couldn't get myself to record a video and not post it because I was like, why would I record? What am I going to talk about in that video if I won't post it? Am I just going to sit and babbling about I don't know what and not post it? So I decided to just record the first video I had ever done and post it and see where it went from there. And I don't know if it has been good or bad or improving doing this or not. I don't know, to be fair, honestly. But that was how I got started. I don't think I would have got started if I had listened to that advice to do 15 videos, 15 recordings and not post them. Because that would have taken a lot of time. And I just wanted to start, just wanted to get it out of there. And I did. And I'm here. I'm starting. And then there are also, I mean, there's a lot of good advices. There's also a lot of people. I mean, these advices come from some. I mean, it says 45 of the biggest YouTube stars. I don't think it's that, but 45 YouTube stars who has some have millions followers, some have less, I believe. But there's some big ones with about, I mean, it's about from 1 million and up to 5, 6 million subscribers that they give their most valuable advice. And a lot of them spoke about that you just should be yourself and do what you want to do because you should do it for yourself and not for anybody else. So I want to do it for myself. That's why I do it. That's why I keep doing it. But I also would like people to get something out of it. But priority number one is doing it for myself. Because if I cannot keep that, then I will not do it. So that's priority number one. Hope you can still see me. It kind of looks like it. It's just getting dark. And so that's episode number 15. And we're still going. We're still keeping at it. You who are listening to it, I can see that there are some who still are listening to it. Some true fans, I guess there's about. Right now, there's been about between 10 and 20 views and listening for each episode. So I don't know if that's you, the core fans, the core base, or if it's just 10 random people every time. But to be fair, right now I don't care that much. The most important thing is just to make an episode and get it out there. I mean that's been a struggle the past few weeks because my workload and intensity has just increased since I've started the job actually. And I hope that we're close to the peak so I can get more time to this and to relax so I can recover to make my job good and also be working out still. Because I am tired. That is also one of the reasons that I ended up feeling so miserable because I was very, very tired, which I also said a few times in the recording. And we are very close to an hour. It's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 hour episode. Wah! Cool, man. If you've been here so far, man, if you're listening to that, I started yawning. I was getting tired just sitting and listening to it. Not because I didn't want to, because I was tired and it was not the best, you know, recording to sit and listen to, which was not the intention of it. The intention was to just speak about my thoughts, thoughts going from thought to my, or thought to word out loud, I guess you could say. I mean, do you know this? That there are two kinds of thinking. There are some people who think in sentences, and there are some people who think in, I cannot remember if it's squares or figures or things like that. And I'm like, no fucking way. That's so weird because I'm thinking in sentences and I cannot imagine thinking other ways. And I've read that the people who think in squares, I don't know if this is true. I've just read it on the internet. And if it's true, I'm like, that's crazy. If it's not true, then I have been really taken, I don't know what it's called, but I've been lied to because I believed it. I believe it. And I'm like, that's so weird, man. Sorry, I'm still tired. I mean, I'm doing all the things that you should not be doing in a podcast episode. I'm yawning, I'm just sitting, I'm just talking, I'm having breaks. I mean, but as I've said before, at the moment, I don't care that much of the things that I should not be doing because I'm just gonna do what the F I want. So the last thing that I'm going to say before I end this episode is I know that I have learned a lot and I have grown a lot just for the past year, the past 2 years. But I also know that I have very, 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 very many things to learn. And I don't think that's how you say it, but I still have a lot. I'm trying to explicit that I still have a lot, like a lot to learn. And that's what I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna still learning, still growing. Because I know there is a paradox, or I believe in this paradox, that the more you know, the more you know that you don't know, if that makes sense. So it's like the way it can be shown is that if you have a bubble, so, the headline would be knowledge. And then you have a bubble, which is like the knowledge that you know about. And then there's like an outer bubble, which is a lot bigger. That is all the things that you don't know. So maybe just say the little bubble is the things you know, and the big bubble is the things you don't know. So every time the little bubble expands, every time you learn something, you get more clever, you get wiser, your knowledge increase, the bigger bubble increases even more, like almost exponential. I cannot say that. When your bubble increases a little, the bigger bubble increases like multiple times more. Because when you start to know more about a subject, you also start to know all the things you don't know. And actually, that is also like human knowledge, that we know a lot and we are still learning and increasing our knowledge as species, but there's still so much more that we don't know, which is very exciting. And with that in mind, I really need to humble myself, which is what I am trying to do also with my work, to humble myself. Not because that I'm a prick, but because I want to humble myself to be better at meeting people in there's a Danish saying for this. I don't know if you can translate that in eyes height. It's translated to. So maybe you could say meeting people at where they're at. That's what I want to become better at. Many other things with that as well, to humble myself and to become better, become clever, or be more clever, become wiser. And I'm still yawning. Okay, I'm gonna end this episode. Because I'm so tired. I need to get some food, and it's been too long, and there are so many excuses. So I'm gonna end it, and I'm gonna see you in the next one, where I don't know what to talk about. So we'll see what's gonna happen. And until then, have a good time.